Good afternoon, everyone. The board meeting of the Gateway Development Commission is now called to order. Today we are holding a public meeting of the Gateway Development Commission's Board of Commissioners. Today's meeting is being held in person, but public comments will continue to be solicited virtually. Audio is also being live streamed from the Gateway program website. The Commission will solicit comments from members of the public who have signed up for in-person comment. The Commission is also soliciting comments from the public that may be participating today virtually. A form for soliciting these comments is posted on the Gateway program website for those who wish to submit a comment for today's meeting. Acting Secretary Daniel Summer may ask you to conduct the roll call and report on the public notice for today's meeting.
Co-Chair Glenn.
Here.
Co-Chair Gruhl-Verk.
Here.
Vice Chair Kosha.
Here.
Commissioner Barbas.
Here.
Commissioner Bauer.
Here.
Commissioner Dominguez.
Here.
Commissioner Rosen is absent. We have a quorum. Adequate notice of today's regular public meeting of the Board of Commissioners of the Gateway Development Commission has been provided in accordance with the Commission's enabling legislation. The agenda and public documents pertaining to the board meeting have been made publicly available on the Gateway Program's website. Notice of the meeting was posted to the website 5 business days before the meeting, and public notice of the time and place of the meeting was provided to appropriate media outlets. A video recording of this meeting will be posted on the Gateway Program website.
All right, sorry. The next item on today's agenda is the report on the minutes of the December 12th, 2024 meeting of the board. I will now turn to Mr. Summer for a report on the minutes of that meeting.
Copies of the minutes of the meeting of December 12th, 2024 were delivered in electronic form by Acting General Counsel Maria Anderson to the governors of New York and New Jersey on December 12th, 2024. The time for action by the governors of New York and New Jersey expired at midnight on December 27th, 2024, at which time actions recorded in the minutes went into full force and effect.
Thank you, Mr. Summer. I note for the record that the Commission has solicited virtual comments from the public in advance of and during today's meeting. A form for soliciting these comments was posted to the GDC website in advance of the meeting. The comment form for virtual participation is available throughout today's meeting. The Commission received one virtual public comment by 5 p.m. on Wednesday, January 15th, 2025, from the following: Joshua Berman of the Regional Plan Association. If any virtual comments are received during today's meeting, they will be distributed to the board and posted on the Gateway Program website after today's meeting. All public comments received will also be filed in the Commission's records. Mr. Summer will now conduct the public comment period for those speakers who have registered in person today.
Today we have 5 registered speakers. Speakers, in order to give everybody an opportunity to be heard, we request you limit your comments to 3 minutes. In accordance with the GDC open meetings policy, the public comment period may be limited to 30 minutes. The first speaker is Jerry Keenan.
Well, good afternoon. Thank you to the board for allowing me to speak here today. I've known many of you for many, many years. It's great to be here and to see you all. It's my honor now to talk about our new CEO, but first let me just explain who I am. I'm Jerry Keenan, the president of the New Jersey Alliance for Action. The Alliance for Action is a unique partnership, a nonpartisan association representing thousands of business, labor, government, utility, education, and other New Jersey decision makers. We've worked as partners with all of our members since 1974 to champion infrastructure investment, and we've been proud to do that ever since. I want to turn around and say how much it is my honor to welcome Tom Pendergrass as the new chair and CEO of the Gateway Development Commission. In our history, there really has been no more important project than the one you're now going to be running. Absolutely no project that can come even close. The Gateway project really is a lifeline, not just for this region, and not just for the Eastern Seaboard, but in fact, it's critical infrastructure for the economy of the entire United States. There is no more important corridor than the Northeast Corridor from Washington to Boston. Gateway is that most critical link in that all-important rail path. It serves an area upon which a huge part of our nation's economy is based, such as 20% of our nation's GDP, 17% of our nation's population, and it carries 800,000 passengers a day traveling on 2,000 trains. And more than 200,000 of them are daily New Jerseyans heading into New York City. Yesterday, we do a short podcast, it's a minute and a half long, called The Bottom Line with Jerry Keenan. And Tom, you were the subject, and I referred to you and your Hall of Fame resume. We see you've already served our region most ably during your years at the MTA, and we know that you know how to get a job done. For the next decade and a half, we're calling on you to do exactly that, to get this job done. It's the most important public works project in the nation. As I said, it'll employ tens of thousands of people in the building trades and provide economic opportunities throughout the remainder of this century. And we all know that transportation access will continue to drive our economic renaissance. You know, I'm a big baseball fan, and when I look what's happening now, Chris Calori, who was so fantastic, he was really our starting pitcher. And he got us to where we are now. The momentum is going. We have so many projects moving. Tom, you're our Mariano Rivera. You're our closer. You're going to make it happen, and we're looking forward to doing that, to you doing that, and we're also looking forward to working as a partner with you and the entire Gateway Development Commission to see this project reach its end. And I want to say thank you for your time.
Thank you. The next speaker is Joshua Berman.
Good afternoon, GDC Board. My name is Josh Berman, and I am the Campaigns Manager with the Regional Plan Association, the nation's oldest metropolitan planning organization. Among other priorities, I'm managing the Build Gateway Now coalition that RPA has led since 2018. The Gateway program is the most urgent infrastructure project in the country and the backbone of our regional rail network. And building a new rail tunnel under the Hudson and refurbishing the existing North River Tunnel will bring transformative environmental, economic, and social benefits to the region and the nation. As construction for the Hudson Tunnel project has scaled up, we're already beginning to see the impact. RPA's Early Work, Early Benefits report found that in-progress work has created 7,500 jobs and $1.6 billion in economic activity. The full project is expected to produce 95,000 new jobs and $19.6 billion in economic impact, 20,000 more jobs than originally thought. And this is only the beginning of the potential economic and jobs benefits of the full Gateway program. Now, the Gateway Development Commission needs a strong and experienced leader to deliver the Hudson Tunnel project and improvements to the Northeast Corridor. And Tom Prendergast is that kind of leader, and RPA believes that he will be a great choice to be the new CEO of the Gateway Development Commission. Tom has unparalleled experience delivering major capital projects, understands the crucial importance of the Gateway program, and will work tirelessly to lead the GDC in delivering this critical infrastructure project. RPA would also like to recognize Chris Caluri and Pat McCoy for their leadership in getting the Gateway program to this important milestone, and the dedication and leadership of all the commissioners. We look forward to seeing construction accelerate in the new year. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Carlos Cazorla.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's great to see so many old friends here, and thank you for getting this project off the ground. My name is Carlos Cazorla. I'm the president and CEO of the New York Building Congress. We are a wonderful advocacy group that represents every piece of the puzzle of building: contractors, engineers, architects, subcontractors, labor, and everybody in between. I'm joined here also by our chair of the board, Greg Kelly. I have a lovely speech that I'm going to skip and just say we're here for a simple reason. Tom, this is the guy to get this job done. Tom is a builder. Tom knows the Northeast Corridor. Tom has been through some wonderful days working along this corridor and some not wonderful days working along this corridor. I remember about 9 years ago when I just started in this job, going down to DC, maybe 8 years ago, and sitting in an office, I won't mention which congressional leader, with Tom, and you'll remember that, being told that Gateway will not happen. Gateway cannot happen. We don't have them, etc. Well, here we are. And you all have done a brilliant job in getting it off the ground. But now it's time to get the right person to build, to really build this project into its next steps, to take it from where it is today and really make it what it should be. And we believe really strongly with our minds and our hearts that Tom Prendergast is the right person to do this. We look forward to continuing to work with all of you. We look forward to really continuing to advocate for this project, which every year when we put out our annual policy agenda is still the #1 action item, no matter where we are. And I think it will be for as long as we're still working. And very clearly, we are thrilled, and the industry is thrilled to have Tom leading it next. I thank you for all that you do. Tom, we are excited. I would only say this. I don't know about Mariano Rivera. I would be more, I don't know, there's a lot of other Yankees we could compare him to, but Jeter would be my guess. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Chris Boylan.
Thank you, Madam Chairs and Commission members. I'm here today representing the General Contractors Association of New York, and we represent 300 heavy civil construction firms and professional organizations that support the industry. And we've been doing that since 1909. We also employ about 25,000 union employees, many of whom are already at work on the Hudson River Tunnel project, and many more who are in the wings waiting to do more for you. We've been a stalwart supporter of GDC since its very first meeting, which was held at New Jersey Transit in 2016, and we've been here since, and we continue to support the efforts. We also co-chair the Gateway Now Coalition, the Coalition for the Northeast Corridor, and we're also involved with the Station Work and Advisory Group for Penn Station. So all the issues that concern GDC, we're here to lend our support to. We're particularly pleased by your decision to add an extraordinarily qualified decision maker to the GDC team. From my previous career, and I spent 21 years at the MTA, retired as Deputy Executive Director, and I had the pleasure of meeting Tom Prendergast back in 1990. And at that time, Tom had already worked his way through the Chicago Transit Authority, the Urban Mass Transportation Administration, the predecessor to FTA, and he headed up subways. He was president of the Long Island Railroad. He left for the private sector. He came back as president of New York City Transit, and then he was chairman and CEO of the MTA after I had retired. This is somebody who knows heavy rail, commuter rail, he knows engineering, he knows operations, he knows capital programs, and he knows the political environment in which you operate. So there's nobody nationally, and I participate in the American Public Transit Association and the American Road and Transportation Villages. There's nobody that has this level of experience and breadth. So you should be commended on picking someone like Tom. I think he will bring a sense of urgency to the project. Chris Kaluri did a wonderful job of doing that. Tom is a perfect individual to advance the program even more. So we stand here pleased that Senator Schumer and others have provided the federal support. We will continue to work the halls in Washington and Albany and wherever we need to be to help support it. So congratulations to Tom, and thanks for the great choice you've made.
Thank you. And the next and final speaker is Sam Turvey.
Thank you. It's nice to see some of you in person for the first time, and I'm the chairperson of Rethink New York City. I am the coordinator of the Empire Station Coalition and the coordinator of the Penn Community Defense Fund. Let me make clear that all three of these groups are very much in favor of the Gateway tunnels. Where we part, and what I'm here to ask you to do, is we do not believe a sufficient look has been given to through running in the New York region. We would ask that you do whatever is within your powers or extend them to commission a bona fide independent review of through running options at Penn Station that do not require the demolition of the existing neighborhood. The reports to date have been done by conflicted parties and are materially inaccurate, and they have even admitted that with respect to the report they issued in the spring of 2021. As to Rethink's through-running options, they have not been able to stick the landing for years and have given us approximately 6 different trains per hour calculations for Rethink NYC. It is silly that we are not giving the most serious attention to this option. Crossrail 2 in London is projected to add £100 billion to their economy. John Kennedy said we go to the moon, and we're going to do it in this decade. I am not asking for through running in this decade. I would like to see it in the first half of this century. It is inconceivable that we would defer it until the next century and forego hundreds of billions of dollars of sustainable economic growth. And as to the conflicts from WSP and FX Collaborative, I think if you ask WSP, they would tell you that they are conflicted. They have all but signaled that when they talk to the public. They informally advised us until they submitted work on behalf of the Long Island Railroad Concourse Project. I received a call from Dan Baer, who I believe may still be a partner there, and was told, we can no longer have these conversations with you. We have a conflict. Well, they do, and for that reason, we need to have a bona fide independent review and fully maximize the wonderful opportunity we should be getting from 4 Hudson River tunnels equaling 4 East River tunnels. Thank you very much, and congratulations, Commissioner Prendergast.
Thank you. And there are no more speakers, Co-Chair.
All right, thanks, Mr. Summer. We will now turn to GDC staff for a presentation of the action items. Mr. Sigmund?
Today, the first is not as exciting as the second, but the first action item is establishing the Gateway Development Commission's annual board meeting schedule for the calendar year 25, and I'll turn it back to you.
Thank you, Steve. Do any of the commissioners wish to comment? Is there a motion from a commissioner to consider this resolution?
Motion.
Second. Thank you. Any discussion? I move this motion to a vote. Mr. Summer, please call the roll.
Co-Chair Glenn,
Yes.
Co-Chair Gruhl-Verk,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kosha,
Yes.
Commissioner Barbas,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Dominguez. The motion passes.
Thank you. The second action item I am happy to present is the appointment of a chief executive officer. And I will just say that Tom Pendergast's experience and fit for the project really need no introduction, and we ask for you all's vote and support in appointing him as CEO.
Thanks, Steve. Before we take a vote, I'm just here to say that I'm thrilled. I can't see Tom right now, but thrilled to welcome Tom Prendergast as GDC's next CEO. Throughout his many years of executive leadership in both the public and private sector, he has built a strong and sustained partnership and relationships with many stakeholders who cooperate with GDC and will rely on them to deliver the Hudson Tunnel project. From elected officials at all levels to partner agencies, those who have worked with Tom know he has earned his reputation as someone who can navigate major projects even through the roughest waters, and we just heard that from some of the speakers as well. We continue to see major progress, as you know, on the Hudson Tunnel project, and with each new construction contract that breaks ground, the promise and the project of putting thousands of people to work is something we've been really good at doing over the past couple of years and will continue to do. And Tom will champion the opportunity and promise of HTP as well. And I have complete faith in Tom and his ability to bring Hudson Tunnel project into this next phase, and welcome you today to GDC and really look forward to working with you, Tom. And with that said, I'd like to turn it to my co-chair and vice chair to see if they have some comments as well.
Thank you, Green. Well, I'm glad I was here to listen to the public comments in person, because now I guess I will vote for you. It was very compelling. Thank you all for coming out on a cold day. But I do want to give you a warm welcome on a cold day to the Gateway Development Commission team. Obviously, you are one of the most foremost experts in transportation and mega project delivery, and I think we have full confidence that Tom is the right person for the job, really, in terms of running this agency and delivering the project. But I also just want to note that, we did an exhaustive search for this role, and it's really hard to find somebody who has bona fides as a New Yorker and a New Jersey person, and so we love that, and also obviously has tremendous experience in navigating what are quite complex stakeholder relationships, and that's really critical for this job, as we know, and I've been lucky to work with a group of people here who take that very seriously, and we know that you have tremendous experience doing that. I think the greatest example of that was as your role as chair and CEO of the MTA, where you led the most complex, largest transportation agency in the country, and also took it through some very difficult moments. And we've had difficult moments behind us. We hope we don't have them in front of us. But we have the absolute confidence that you're the right person to take us to the next level. So thank you. We know you're the kind of leader who can get this job done. As we say in New York, you're tough, you're no bullshit, and you're ready to do it. So welcome, and we look forward to working with you.
Thank you. Before I comment on Tom, let me just sort of reiterate something that the Vice Chair just mentioned, and to thank Jerry and Josh by extension, Tom Wright, and Carlos, Chris, and Sam for being here today. Your continued interest in this project is no small reason for why we are where we are. And I mean that including the times that we have not agreed on things, and including the continued sort of willingness to come here and speak truthfully about how you feel about the project. We will be a better project because you continue showing up, and that means a lot, and I thank you for that. And I also just want to quickly thank, of course, Chris Calori for getting us to where we are, and then also, and he's not here unfortunately today because I think he's under the weather, but Pat McCoy was sort of the, inadvertent sort of step in and really, put his heart and soul into keeping us going until, the cavalry and Tom could arrive. And for that, we're all grateful and appreciate what was done there. Tom, welcome to what is going to be a very interesting and challenging next chapter in your great career. I'm not going to reiterate the things in Tom's resume because you've now heard them a bunch of times, and I'm also not going to reiterate how big and important this project is because you've also heard that. So I'll just say two things about Tom that are the reason why I think this is such a great decision for us. The first is that Tom knows what good looks like. So he doesn't have to look it up in a book somewhere. He doesn't have to have someone explain it to him. He knows what the quality, execution, and delivery of a capital project of this magnitude should look like and will act accordingly. And that is not an easy thing to find, but we have it in Tom, and we're very fortunate. And the second is that he actually understands, because of all the things he's done in his career, who the true stakeholder is, which is not really the state of New York or the state of New Jersey or Amtrak or the federal government. It's the people who rely on the system every day to get to work, to get home, to do all those things. And it's those people whose lives are affected by having a mobility system that does something for the quality of life in this region and for the ability to economically thrive in this region. And so he understands that because of the work he's done. That's the stakeholder. That's his shareholder. That's his audience. That's who he's got to please. And that's, how I know he'll conduct himself. So for all those reasons, Tom, welcome. Good luck. We will be with you every step of the way, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you, Vice Chair and Co-Chair, for your comments. Do any of the other commissioners wish to comment?
Sure, I'd like to. I'd like to welcome you, Tom. I'm glad to see there is someone at the helm with transportation, deep engineering experience, and so I have all the confidence that you'll do a great job. Welcome.
Thank you. Any others?
I'll just say nobody mentioned Second Avenue subway. That was a tunnel of sorts, and I have a lot of confidence. I've known you and worked with you and the people under you, and I really look forward to it. Thank you.
Tom, you've been a great partner, a great leader across the region, specifically in New York. And I'll say we're really excited to have your executive leadership, management experience at the helm of this critical project. And it does take an enormous amount of stakeholder collaboration to get us here. And given the background that you have, I concur. You're the right man for the job, and we're excited to work with you.
Very good. Is there a motion from a commissioner to consider this resolution? So moved. Very good. Is there a second, please? Second. Thank you. Any discussion? I move this motion to a vote. Mr. Summer, please call the roll.
Co-Chair Glenn,
Yes.
Co-Chair Grul-Verk,
Yes.
Vice Chair Kosha,
Yes?
Commissioner Barbas,
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer,
Yes.
Commissioner Dominguez.
Yes.
The motion passes.
Very good. Thank you, Steve. We will now invite Mr. Prendergast to the podium for comments.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Co-Chair Glenn, Grewal-Verk, Vice Chair Kosha, and the other commissioners. The Hudson Tunnel project is the most urgent project in the United States of America. It is also the largest project in the United States of America, infrastructure project. Infrastructure is what built New York. Infrastructure is what sustains the New York metropolitan region, and it's the future of the metropolitan region. We need the HTP to provide reliable service to the commuters, the ultimate stakeholders, as you have mentioned. They're the ones that depend on it every day. The economy depends on it. I've devoted my entire career to infrastructure. It's been very rewarding to me, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. But I can also say that I've appreciated what preceded me by other people who built the infrastructure that makes this region. My predecessor, Chris Kaluri, you, the commissioners, and the GDC's dedicated staff have done an incredible job in 2 years to stand up an organization, get the funding, and get the support of all the people that you need to deliver a project like this. In any time period, that would be remarkable. But in 2 years, it's truly remarkable. There are 4 projects already underway, and there's 3 projects to be awarded. And with anything of that magnitude, they call them mega projects for a reason, over $1 billion, you have to pay attention to schedule, budget, and scope. On time within budget or on time on budget has to be the mantra that has already been established, and it needs to be maintained throughout the course of this program as it gets delivered into projects. It means a lot in terms of the stakeholders who will use the system, but it means a lot in terms of the economy and the some 100,000 jobs that will be result of the work being done on the tunnel. Be tremendous opportunities here in New York and New Jersey for businesses across the country. I do believe New York is the financial capital of the world, and I believe investments in infrastructure make it that way. The responsibility you've entrusted in me today is significant. It's not something I take lightly. I respect both the scale and the stakes of this project, and I know and appreciate the team that has been assembled to help deliver it. There's a saying on the operating side of this business, you're only as good as your last rush hour. When you're delivering infrastructure, you're only as good as your last project. That's the way that you're measured. That's the way I would be measured in the team, and I'll keep that in mind. And I'm extremely honored to be asked for and provided this opportunity to be the CEO on this activity. One thing I know about the New York metropolitan region, when it puts its mind behind something and marshals the resources, it can do almost the impossible. It can do what smaller countries in the world cannot do. I'll conclude by thanking Governor Hochul, Governor Murphy, Senator Schumer, the congressional delegations, the White House, U.S. Department of Transportation, all who worked with you to be able to get the program and the projects to this point, and I'll never lose sight of that. Now, I know a couple of people here made baseball analogies, and everybody likes to make sporting analogies, but I'll end with this. I'm my father's son. My father was a high school football coach in the south side of Chicago, and he coached football for 40 years. If there's one thing he imparted upon me, you can have an assembly of great athletes and great performers, but it's a team that delivers a winning strategy. And you've assembled a great team. We need to keep that team moving forward. And I need to help lead that team and work with the board, because the team is going to get it done. And so it's partners in terms of all the people we've mentioned, but the construction community, the engineering community, the employees we have in the organization. I look forward to the challenge. I want to thank you one last time for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prendergast, and again, welcome to the team. We look forward to working with you and are fortunate to have you, so thank you. Thanks, everyone, for being here today. There being no further business to conduct today, I motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Thank you. Second? Second. Very good. I move this motion to a vote. All in favor? Aye. Very good. Motion is approved, and the meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for joining us this afternoon.